All right, hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to give you, Michelle and I were talking, we wanted to do some bonus footage for the Cold Market Undercover Recruiter product that we released, because when we put that together, our whole intention was just to show people how to break the ice, get the phone number, and then, at that point, we wanted to do some recording of the follow-up, but I was out of town and I didn't have another camera to film it when I was doing some of those calls. And so I thought I would share some, some of the newer interactions that I've had, and then we'll try to catch some of the follow-up on film as well, so you guys can get a glimpse of that process. Now, for you and your company, a lot of you lead with product, and some of you lead with opportunity. A lot of the stuff that we do, we lead with recruiting. We lead with the opportunity, and then they can try, the service that we offer. So you're gonna just have to tailor it to what works best for you. But at the end of the day, we all got to meet new people. We got to add prospects to the list. So I wanted to share two stories. Actually, I'm going to share three stories. So just recently, my wife and I, we were at the mall, and we weren't playing in the playground, but we were in the little playground area with our 2-year-old daughter, Hannah, and there was another lady that she had 2 kids. One was probably 9 months, and the other one was about the same age as Hannah. And we struck up a conversation with her and just asked her, hey, how is life with 2 kids? We've got one, we're thinking about having another. We just had a great interaction. And she started to tell us a little bit about her personal life, of how when her husband comes home from work, she has to immediately leave for work, and they just have this, I'm gonna set this cup down, they just don't have much of a quality of life together, just because there's just a crazy season. And so when we heard this of the husband and the wife having opposite schedules, obviously that was a great lead-in to show them network marketing, because we felt a burden that whether they like it or not, whether they've ever been involved or not, they at least need to know about it. So we talked a little bit longer. As we were wrapping up to go get dinner, Michelle and Hannah had already walked off into another store, and I just said, Michelle had to chase Hannah. So I just said, hey, listen, you mentioned earlier that you and your husband have opposite work schedules. You don't really get a whole lot of time together. Are you familiar with the profession of network marketing? So this is, again, our direct network marketing approach, which happens to be my favorite. And she says, no, not really. What's that? And I said, well, network marketing is where, it's a business where we recruit and train people to move products and services. My wife and I have been involved for the last 9 years, and it's allowed us to be stay-at-home parents. And I really wanted to just maybe share something with you that could help you and your husband have more time freedom and maybe a better quality of life. And she said, sure. And so I went into the whole 2 area code trick. I got the phone number, and she happened to be from the Northeast. I think it was New York. That's where her area code number was from. So it doesn't have to be, for example, if you say, is it 530 or is it 916? If you're familiar with us teaching that, it doesn't have to be right. But she was very excited to give us her number, and we just reached out to her today. So we'll keep you posted on the follow-up process. So I want to share that story. Another one where we just got back from a speaking engagement, and we were using Uber, and the guy that picked us up had magnets on his car. So I knew he had some kind of business. I figured it was network marketing. I couldn't really tell based on the magnets. And so I said, hey man, how are you doing? We had a little chat. I said, looks like you got multiple businesses, huh? And he goes, oh yeah, how did you know? I said, well, I saw your magnets. And he started telling me about that business, and I said, is it network marketing? And he said, absolutely. He said, yes, it is. He got excited, and I was proud of him, because oftentimes when people ask you, hey, is it network marketing? A lot of times our first reaction is we think that's negative, and we try to, sugar up an answer, or we try to avoid, well, not really network marketing, and we come up with some different term. But I was just really proud of this guy. He's been involved for about 10 years, part-time, and he's paid off house. I mean, he teaches people how to, manage their money, and he's done really well at it. But he's using Uber as a way to prospect, and I thought that was awesome. And so did we prospect him for our business? No. What we did is we encouraged him, and we told him we were proud of him, and that we're also in the profession full-time. And we just wanted to encourage him in that moment. And that's one thing I would encourage you guys to do, is when you do find people that are passionate, excited about what they're already involved in, don't belittle their opportunity. Don't tell them how great your compensation plan is. Just encourage them, because we have to unite as a profession. You've heard us talk about that, and it's really needed, because to the outside world, we all do the same thing. They don't care if you're in a juice company or a cosmetic company or an energy company. They see us as sometimes those pyramid things or those things, And if they start seeing more people have success and more professionalism, it's going to attract more people. So that was the second story. The third story was during the same trip that we just got back from. We spoke on a Sunday, and we went out to dinner that night. Just Michelle and I have a little date night since we were out of town, and we had, Hannah was with the in-laws. So we went out to dinner, and it was about a 30-minute wait, so we sat at the bar, and we ordered dinner there. And we had a great bartender. He was just super on it, very friendly, awesome personality and attitude. And that's the main thing we look for, is attitude. And so we just got to talking, and he has, I think, a 9-year-old son or a 10-year-old son, and he shared a little bit about working in corporate America, but loved, hated sitting in a cubicle and wanted to get back to people. So we talked more about that. And at the end of the meal, I asked him more questions. And here's a phrase you can write down. I've shared this before, but I just love to ask people, hey, it sounds like you're really good at what you do here. Are you in the service industry for the long haul? Are you in this profession for the long haul? And you don't say it in a demeaning way. You say it in an encouraging way. And he was saying, I'm not real sure. And he wasn't real clear on what he wanted to do, or if he wanted to stay there. And I just asked him, I said, hey, I'm sure you've been approached before, because your personality is dynamic, your work ethic is great. Have you ever looked at or considered the network marketing profession? And he didn't really know much about it, what it was. And I just did the same thing. I said, well, the profession has allowed, I love when I run into parents, because they'll relate to our story. And I just say, the profession has allowed my wife and I to be stay-at-home parents with our 2.5-year-old daughter. And if you found the right company that was a fit for you, you would crush it because of your work ethic and your personality. And he goes, really? And I said, absolutely. And then from there, I went and got his contact information. And actually, I sent him a text. Was it yesterday before we flew home? And he got right back to me, and I sent him a text today, and we're going to be setting up a time to talk, because we didn't make a firm commitment on an appointment, but it was just real casual. And I was really hanging back because I did not want to get his information unless he was really interested, because as we get busier and busier, I just don't have time to chase people. I really only want the volunteers, and you should too, because this is way too good to beg people in. But if you present yourself professionally, if your posture is strong, and you create common ground, and then you transition into asking if they're open to anything part-time that wouldn't interfere with what they're doing, or if they say, I don't want to work here forever, then obviously you kind of know that they would be open to something. But it was just a great interaction. So those are a couple interactions. 2 of the 3, I'll be doing some follow-up, and I will do my very best to get those on audio or film. I guess audio is really all that matters, but I'll try to get it on film so you guys can hear what I say. And really, there's no pressure. I'm gonna get them in front of a brief video, and we're gonna talk from there and see if there's some interest. So that's been one of the requests that we've been getting, is I want to see how the follow-up process goes. So we wanted to share that with you, give you guys a little bonus, a little bit more, I guess, more value. So drop us a comment, drop us an email. Let me know if these testimonies, me doing this, if this is helpful for you. Let me know if it's helpful. Let me know what specifically is helpful, because I need to know what to slow down on and explain and give you guys more insight on that would help you build your business. So until next time, hope that helped, and we'll continue on with some follow-up. Bless you guys.